Hey Tech Gurus, it's Miss Newsharp coming at you with your next Code.org lesson. This week we are working on Lesson 7, Drawing Shapes with Loops. And just like last week, it's going to be really important for you to make sure that you are following directions and reading the directions all the way through. Okay, so jumping right into things, we are going to be learning or relearning a block that we're going to see a lot going forward. This is the repeat block or the loop. Okay, so this block down here, so it talks about if you want your character to move forward 5 times, you could easily drag the move forward block out 5 times and put it in your workspace, right? So now imagine you want your character to move forward 50 times or 5,000 times. It would take you so much longer to drag out 5,000 blocks or 50 blocks. So instead, you can use this loop or repeat block to create a shorter version of that same code. So you would drag out your repeat block, and you'll see this in the toolbox. And then you would just put the block in that you want to repeat inside it and click on this arrow to tell you how many times you want to repeat. Okay, so that's something that a lot of you learned last year with Miss Tainter, but just to give you a quick review, this is something that we'll be working with a lot more the next couple of weeks. So moving on. Here is a video that I do want you to watch at least once. We're using a lot of angles in this lesson, so I think it's really important that you are comfortable and kind of are aware of the different angles and things that they're talking about. So just watch this at least once, if not twice. It'll really help you out. So it says, what a lovely day. Help the artist cover his flowers before the winter by moving forward 60 pixels. So blocks so there are a lot of blocks in this. Let me start by saying that. There are a lot of blocks in our toolbox today. So I want you guys to be aware of 2 different blocks. So the first one is the move forward block. I just dragged it into our workspace. And the second one is the jump forward block. So these look the same, but they're very different. So the move forward block means that you are going to create a line when you move. Okay, so you will, as opposed to the jump forward block, where you just jump to a new space. So if I said jump forward by 100 pixels, if I was right here in this picture, I would jump forward, but I would not leave anything behind me. As opposed to when you use the move forward block, you're going to create a line behind you. Okay, which is how you're going to kind of create your shapes. Okay, so just be aware that those are 2 very different blocks. They both will most likely be used during this lesson. It kind of depends on how you do things, but just be aware that they are different, okay? So we're going to move, so it gives us the direction of moving forward by 60 pixels. Also, a lot of times it will tell you exactly what to do in the instructions. So seeing that it says move forward, not jump forward, will help you. Okay, so we're going to hit run. And you've completed your first puzzle. Alright, so now we talked about loops last week. So loops help you repeat things with in a shorter way. So instead of saying move forward, move forward, move forward, move forward, move forward, and putting the block in there 5 times, you can use a repeat block or a loop. Remember, they use both words. And so you can move forward. And then it also says changing to a random color between each move. So down here it says set color, and then it says random color. So you're going to grab this block, and put it in your loop. Okay, so it also says that you want to, excuse me, I'm sorry. You want to repeat that step 5 times. So you're going to go into your repeat block and type in the number 5. Now remember that you need to click back out of it, and this should be pink to make sure that you actually repeat it 5 times. All right, so now you're going to run. Fantastic. So again, the name of the game is really to make sure that you're following directions. So we have another video here for you that you're going to watch on your own. Make sure you watch it at least once. It might help you to watch it twice just to kind of get used to it. But make sure you watch this at least once. Okay. So we're going to use our repeat. So it says draw the colorful line again 5 times and use a repeat loop. Okay. So we're going to move forward just like we did before. I might have jumped the gun with the loop last time, but that's okay. Just gives us more practice using them. Alright, so now we have our repeat loop. And then we're going to move forward by 60 pixels and set our random color just like we did in the last activity. The other fun thing you can do with this, once you get a little bit more comfortable, is you can change the speed. So if we were in the classroom, we would kind of goof around with this, but I'm just going to leave it how it is. If you want to play with it at home, however, go for it and have fun. So let's hit the run button. Awesome. Alright, so now it says, what happens when you add a 72 degree right turn after everything else inside your loop? So again, the directions tell you exactly what to do. So it says a 72 degree right turn. So we already know that we need a right turn. And then it says after everything else inside your loop. So that means you need to put this in your loop. Okay? So nothing else needs to change. That's all you need to add, okay? So let's run and see what happens. Not the prettiest colors, but do you see how making sure that I read the directions really, really helps me out here? Okay. So now we come to something that we're going to see a lot more, especially even next year in coding, is making a staircase. Okay, so to make a staircase, really you think of it as one step at a time. So they already tell us that each stair step is 50 pixels long and 50 pixels tall, and that you need to turn 90 degrees in each direction. Okay, so we think about, so to use a loop to do this, we think of one step at a time. So one step is just like this top part right here. So watch where my cursor is, this straight part and then the down, and then you'll see that we do it a second time and a third time. So we're going to use a lot more staircases. So this is just kind of getting used to them. So we're going to make this into a loop, and to loop it, we're just going to look at this flat part and then this part going down right here. Okay, so first things first, we're going to put our repeat block in. And then it says that our stair step is 50 pixels long. So we're going to move forward 50 pixels because remember, we want the line to be behind us. Then we're going to turn right by 50 degrees, or 90 degrees, excuse me. And then we will again move forward by 50 pixels. Okay, so let's see where that gets us, okay? So let's check it. So then I need to add one more turn at this bottom part, okay? So instead of so if you look at, so our person would be facing down towards the bottom, so would he need to turn right or left? Yes, he needs to turn left by 90 degrees. So this stair step actually has 4 parts to it, okay? So move forward and a turn, move forward and another turn, okay? And then we talked about the fact that there are really like 3 steps here. So we set our repeat to 3. So now we've got our stair step, let's run it. Perfect. Alright, so let's check out this puzzle. So first things first, they give us the start of our stair step. So let's run it and see what we've got going on. All right, so I'm going to leave you to do this one on your own, but you do not need to change the code in this box in the loop. You need to change how many times you follow the loop. So remember, your loop is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. So you need to change your loop. Okay. All right, so this one I'm going to challenge you to do. So I want you to look at this. I want you to run the code first. So you see that we're making a stair step. So think about the steps we used to make our stair step in the previous activity and see if you can shorten this up and use a loop. Okay? So take your time and make sure you look at one stair at a time, okay? So think about what steps you need to do one stair and then make a repeat block and then use a loop, okay? If you need to get rid of all this and just start from anew, that's totally fine. Go for it. It's your code, okay? The challenge puzzle, if you want to try it, you're more than welcome to, but this one's pretty tricky. It's up to you if you want to try it or not. If you do, message me and let me know. I can't wait to see it. But if you don't worry about it. I completely understand. This is a pretty tricky lesson. And then number 11, you're going to solve this puzzle by drawing a square with 200 pixel sides. So you have created a square before. So think about, we talked about the staircases doing one side or one stair at a time. If you want to use a loop to do this, you would use one side at a time. So what would you need to code to work on this side? So move forward, and remember it tells you right here, 200 pixels, and then turn which way? Move 200, turn right. Move 200, turn right. All right? So think about that and how you can use a loop to finish that square off, okay? And if you want to make it a random color, have at it. And then, let's see. So there are no bonus levels for this lesson. I wanted to double check for you. So remember, if you don't want to do the challenge, I completely understand. If you get stuck, make sure and go back and watch this video again, or go back and watch the videos that are in the lesson itself. Or if that still isn't helping you, you can always use your hints. There are hints in most of the levels. Or you can also message me on Class Dojo and I'll help you the best I can. All right? So do your best. This is a very tricky lesson, but make sure that you follow the directions and really read them carefully. If it will help, listen to them, or you can always change them into Spanish if that will make you more comfortable. All right? Do your best. Reach out with any questions, and happy coding, you guys. I'll talk to you soon.